Most Nords don't really appreciate the gift of magic or what I do. Including me. I'd rather be a lumberjack.
Thirsty? Brew your own!
I don't remember why I came here, but I have every regret for doing so. If I could move backwards through time, I would slap myself. Of course, we provisioners practice the arts of cooking and brewing. Good food requires the best ingredients. We gather fresh meat and produce from crates, barrels, and the like. If we're lucky, we'll also find recipes in chests, trunks, and desks. Once you've copied the recipe down and acquired the necessary ingredients, that's when the real fun begins. Cooking pots and rotisseries can be found all over. You need only find one, select a recipe, and then indulge in the simple joy of cooking. Don't forget drink. Hearty meals will fill your belly, increasing your general well-being, both body and soul. Strong drink can stimulate the humors, allowing you to recover more quickly. If you're lucky, you might find a recipe that does both.
Good stuff here!
Hey there, hungry? I'm your woman.
Good to see you again, mate. You were unconscious at the time. I found you by the shore and brought you back to town. Marthor's been clucking over you since. So, what happened to you? Shipwreck? I've been drinking stout all day. If you told me you were Arkatosh come to grant my wishes, I might just believe it. We have a sailing caravel. If it comes back, you can take it back to the mainland. Some hours ago, the garrison spotted a ship sailing east. That young dark elf, Captain Rana, loaded up most of the troops in the caravel and sent them to take a look. That ship's a wallowing merchantman, not a warship. Like as not, they're all in the teeth of the ocean now. Which leaves this a fort without a garrison. No good comes of that, I says. You were unconscious at the time. I've been drinking stout all day. I'm the miller. The big windmill yonder? Mine. Not that I often have work. Nothing much grows here. Every month or so we load our caravel with fish and trade them for grain in solitude. It's not efficient to mill it here, but it is cheap. Some hours ago that ship's a wallowing merchantman. I'm the miller. The big windmill yonder? Mine.
Kind keep you, friend. Come to turn some trash into treasure?
Can I interest you in anything?
I hate it here. I'd rather do my tailoring somewhere warmer and safer, less remote.
If you're heading into the White, you'll need some strong armor. Heavier the better. Just shout if you see anything you like.
I won't pretend it's the best stock in Tamriel, but I'd trust my life to it, and you'll get no better guarantee anywhere.
My time is precious. This work never ends.
Can't you see I'm busy?
I've little time for talk.
I've got a lot of work to do. Sorry. It's not the pigs. I love these pigs. They're like messy kids. It's all the other work I have to do around here. And for what? Look at this place. Nothing grows here. Ask myself that every night as I lie in the loft. Life's got to be better in Windhelm or Riften. Just a couple more seasons and I'm leaving. Father can hire some help.
Watch your feet. Don't want to end up with pig droppings on them shoes of yours. For all the good it does. Bleak Rock is snowed over 6 months of the year. When it isn't, the soil's poor. We eat a lot of dairy. Aurochs can graze and eat hay from the mainland. The Pact offered a bounty for settlers. They wanted the garrison at the tower to have access to civilization. But you didn't know civilization smells like Auroch dung, eh? We mainly live on fish, and that crazy Orgonian likes mud crabs. You know what I miss? Apples. Used to get them when I was a boy in Falkreath. No more. The Pact offered a bounty for settlers. They wanted the garrison at the tower to have access to civilization. But you didn't know civilization smells like Auroch dung, eh? We mainly live...
daughter of mine. You mark my words, she'll never amount to anything.
She spends all day with the blacksmith. She wants to move to the mainland and spend her life at a forge. That nice fisherman Holsgar has been trying to woo her for months. She won't even listen to him.
What do you want?
What is it?
Rana has no idea what she's doing. Did I ever risk your lives like this? What do you want?
I'm glad you're awake. When Holsgar brought you in, everyone thought for sure you'd die. Huh? Do I look like one? I'm glad you have to ask. I'm just Maisa's apprentice, so far anyway. She's been teaching me for about a year now. Ah yes, we start with a lump of metal and end up with something useful. Horseshoes and nails and swords and what's not. I hear there are other kinds of crafters on the mainland, but I'd never be anything but a smith. Have you seen the size of Maisa's arms? Holsgar says she once punched out a mammoth. Smithing is a great way to let out frustration, especially after Holsgar comes over. He's a fisherman, fisher lad. He stops by every day to see me. He's always making dirty comments. Someday, my dad's going to hurt him.
We have to evacuate. Rana has no idea what she's doing. Did I ever risk your lives like this?
I could just spit.
you then? Tag along in my skiff if you'd like. Though I suppose it depends where you want to go.
Our hero
Come,
claims a warrior's
imbibe.
heart.
Put your cares aside.
Just stop.
What? I'm a good singer.
I thought you were slaughtering a goose.
I'm extremely busy getting our ship set to sail. If you desire transportation to Vardenfell, I suppose we can make a little room for you. If we must.
I'll soon be heading back to my homeland of Somerset. Are you interested in passage? We've room for more.
Get yourself a drink. And one for me.
I can understand you. Oh my, I'm not a skeever. No, no. Follow me. I'll show you. Thank Kine, you have it. My friends and I were out hunting in the woods when a mad mage ran up and began throwing spells at us. I think he only nicked me. He dropped that wand in the snow as he left. I don't know how spells work. I tried picking up the wand, but it wouldn't let me. I think it does the spell, or undoes it. Look, my friends are Falta, Brend, and Runzenwild. They're skeevers now. Please find them and use the wand to fix them.
There you are. Do not panic. Only you can see me. There you are, Vestige. We must speak at once. Listen well. I have located a safe harbor from which we might plan our course of action. You must meet me there. I awoke to choking ash in the air and the sounds of strife. I am in Morrowind, home of the Dark Elves, in a city called Davon's Watch. The harborage is a ruin in the cliffs west of the city.
I never knew that about Netches. Honor to you, Sarah. Welcome to the Mages Guild Hall. I realize that our presence here in the temple is unconventional, but I'm afraid that our former hall was razed just recently. One does what one must, yes? Have you come seeking membership? Yes, of course. We're lawkeepers across the face of Tamriel. Guild members seek out books, tomes, and ancient scrolls in their travels. Why don't you speak with me for a moment? Perhaps you'd like to join. It's a pleasure to speak with another knowledge seeker. Guildmaster Vanis will be pleased. We're book hunters of a sort. We seek out new information, capture it in our libraries, and make copies for distribution across Tamriel. The Guild doesn't care about battlefields or boundaries, just knowledge and the acquisition of new tomes. Vanis Galarian, one of the founding members of this august body, still holds the proud title of Guildmaster, overseeing every guild hall in Tamriel. He works with other ranking members such as Tellinger, the Artificer, to ensure our future success. We are neutral in the war between the three alliances. While many of us here in Davon's Watch hold true to the Dragon Banner, when we're on guild business we kneel to no king or queen. That's why you'll see members of every race in our halls. We provide training in unique spells and abilities only available to members, and from time to time projects crop up for those with an adventuresome spirit. You may end up working with the Guildmaster himself. Excellent. Welcome to the Mages Guild. I suggest you begin by talking to Velast, our mistress of Incunabula. She's in the stacks on the floor below, and often has tasks for new recruits. Good luck.
I'll need a new blade before I go into the... 3 keep you, traveler. Welcome to the Davon's Watch Guildhall. The Fighters Guild. Have you come to join our worthy crusade? We have a new guildmaster and a new singular purpose. Why don't we talk about it for a moment? Good, good. I know we'll be drawing blades together soon enough. Now, what can I tell you? Right. Seize All Colors here is our new guildmaster. She has us all hunting down the Daedra and their dark anchors. You might have seen them. Enormous chains fall from the sky. Plagues of Daedra boil out to lay waste to the countryside. Smart question. We train our members in special techniques, and the higher-ups are always looking for motivated members to help with special projects. You never know when the council will come looking for more hands. Guildmaster Jofnir passed away recently, and very suddenly. We always thought he'd die with a blade in his hand, but he passed in his sleep, called to Sovngarde by his ancestors. We all miss him, but Colors has proven to be a very able leader. No, our blades are in service to the Guild. We're neutral in the war between the 3 alliances. Some of us follow the Dragon Banner and King Yoren, of course, but every race, every creed, belongs under the Guildhall's roof. Then welcome to the family, as an associate of the Fighters Guild. Get out there and take the fight to the Daedra. Seize All Colors herself often has tasks for new recruits. Why don't you introduce yourself?
over here, I could use your help.
The next...
Get away from me, stupid thing! Is it gone? Steer clear of Tor Draioch, stranger. Those strange moats are everywhere. I saw one of them turn a cow into a person. I'm getting out of here before one of them gets me. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a farm animal. I don't know. I was just trying to cut through the area around the old wizard's tower there when I spotted those strange moats. It was chaos. Unnatural things started happening, and then one of the moats started chasing me. No, not that I've ever seen. And I take that shortcut almost every day. The Magister who lives there and his Khajiit assistant, Ember, are nice enough. I hope they're all right. But I'm not crazy enough to go back. You look brave. Maybe you could?
I hope you don't mind me saying so, but you look like someone who's good at cleaning up messes. I've got a big one for you, if you're up for it. I'd pay you for your time, but I need someone quick on their feet. This mess is turning into a crisis. I was experimenting with a spell while my mentor, Magister Eiman, was away, but the magic went awry. If it doesn't get dealt with, it's going to spread beyond this area and harm a bunch of innocent people. I can't fix it on my own. So I need help. I need to develop a counterspell. But first, the protective wards around the area need to be restored by someone other than myself, so I don't taint the magic. That's where you come in. Like I said, if you help, I can pay. Hold still. You'll need this unless you want to spend the next few hours as a sheep. Not as glamorous as it sounds. And here, take these crystals. You'll need them to restore the wards. The first one is in the meadow just up the hill to the north. The spell I created has my magical mark on it, if that makes sense. There are certain types of magic that can be affected by their creator, intentionally or not. Messing with forces already attuned to you can have unpredictable results. Exactly. Magic is powerful and great and all that, but it can be pretty sensitive. Fussy, Magister Irin likes to say. And since my spell is already wreaking havoc across Tor Draioch, I'd rather not take any unnecessary risks while fixing it. The name's Ember. Well, technically it's a nickname, but it's all I use. I'm Magister Irin's apprentice. I think he regrets taking me on sometimes, but he's got a big heart. He saw that I had no formal training and told me to come here to learn. This is Tor Draioch. There's a big wizard's tower, you can't miss it. I've been living there with Magister Irin, plus a few people who keep up the grounds and the tower itself. All of whom have been affected by my spell, I'd guess. The spell I created has my magical mark on it, if that makes sense. There are certain types of magic that can be affected by their creator, intentionally or not. Messing with forces already attuned to you can have unpredictable results. Exactly. Magic is powerful and great and all that. All you have to do is place those crystals I gave you on the 3 protective wards. It'll be easy, I promise. Mostly trying to keep anything with ill intent away from you. My errant spell seems to be affecting the creatures around Tor Draioch in all kinds of ways. Things that were once docile might be a little, grumpy right now. Here we are. I'm going to cast a little That's 1 ward restored. Let's go fix. I really should have paid more attention to Magister Irin when he was explaining how these protective wards work. I should have paid more attention to him in general, actually. The next one is in the glade. It's just across the way to the west. Unfortunately, no. The wards are just to keep the unstable magic inside the bounds of Tor Draioch. That way, I can work on a counterspell without worrying about the original spell spreading. Magister Irin made sure I knew what they were and what purpose they served as soon as he took me on as an apprentice. He wanted me to be familiar with as much as Tor Draioch as possible, or at least the parts that keep it safe. Here we are. I'll make sure nothing gets... Oh, you're a natural. Maybe you should have been Magister Iren's apprentice. The last ward is south of here, inside a cave. This is the last one. Let's get this over with quick. That's all the wards. Let's talk outside. I need to figure out what to do next. I know my rogue spell is to blame for most of the weirdness happening around Tor Draioch, but it almost seems like these damned moats are becoming dangerous. They're doing more than just mischievous magic. Ugh, fish biscuits. I need to figure this out. I'm not sure. The moats aren't new. They're always hanging around Tor Draioch. I think they're drawn to places like this. But there was nothing in my spell that should have made them act malevolent. And there are a lot more around than usual. Yes, I can make traps to contain them, but I'm still worried about their behavior. While I work on the traps, could you head into the tower and look to Magister Iren's things? He might have a book with more information about the moats. See if you can find anything in the tower about the moats. I'll meet you there and start on the traps.
This is ridiculous. I knew Magister Iren should never have taken in a mangy cat like you.
Relax, Huldressa. I'm working on it.
You better work fast. because when Magister Irin... What the... Oh!
All right, that was a little funny. I forgot to put an enchantment on Hildressa to protect her from the magic. Oh, don't look at me like that. It wasn't on purpose. Oh, these motes are becoming a real knot in my tail. I'll work on these traps while you rifle through Magister Irin's things. One of those motes got to her. Thankfully, it was just one of the mischievous ones. It turned her into a guar. Don't worry, it's just an illusion. She'll be disoriented but unharmed. In fact, I think some time as a reptile might be good for her. I think so. I'm using a variation of something I was already working on. I enchanted a bit of silver for each of them. It's simple. When a mote gets near one of the traps, it should suck it up like... The original idea was an olive branch for Hildressa, a spell that cleans up dust. My magicka practice kicks up a lot of the stuff, so I wanted to make something that would help her out a bit. I'll make the traps using the same design. To be fair, she didn't like me first. When Magister Irin took me in, Hildressa didn't waste any time deciding I was a no-good street urchin who's too impulsive for her own good. She's not entirely wrong, but she never even gave me a chance. Magister Irin knows what he signed up for. Taking me on, I'll admit it's no small feat, but he's never judged me for being the way I am, which is why I don't want to disappoint him by ruining his tower with unhinged magic. He does a lot for me. I forgot to put an enchantment on Hildressa to protect her from the magic. Oh, don't look at me like that. It wasn't on purpose. Oh, these motes are becoming a real knot in my tail. I'll work on these traps while you rifle through Magister Irin's things. I'll get to work on the traps for the motes. Good thoughts only. You in here? Did you find anything useful about the motes? I finished the traps. Once we set them up, they should take care of the motes. Then I can sort out the livestock in Hildressa, and at some point create a counterspell to fix everything for good. Did you learn anything useful? Oh, I read that one, with the Wind Sorrow Lady, right? Oh, what if my spell disturbed her and that's why the motes are acting up? That's troubling, and also a problem for future Ember. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Or two things, actually. The traps are finished, but the livestock and Hildressa are still a problem. I want to figure out a way to return them all to their natural forms before the illusion does any damage. Could you set the traps while I do that? Here, I'll mark some places to set the traps. They're in a pack by the work tables outside. While you do that, I'll figure out how to fix the livestock and Hildressa. Then I can work on my counterspell. Meet me by the livestock pens when you're done. Good luck setting up the traps. I'll meet you by the livestock pens when you're... All right, let's get you two back to your regular chicken selves. Ha! I knew it would work. Run along, ladies. You're back. The traps worked, didn't they? See? I told you I know what I'm doing. Mostly. Speaking of which, I think I figured out a way to return the livestock to their original forms. I made something. I know it looks like a spoon, but, well, technically it is a spoon, but I enchanted it. And I call it the Spoon of Undo. I just tested it on those chickens. It removes the illusions perfectly. Normally I wouldn't bother, but illusions can be disorienting and cause terrible headaches. I don't want any of the animals suffering while I come up with my counterspell. Oh, and Hildressa. I suppose I don't really want her suffering either. Here. Take the Spoon of Undo. If you could run around and fix the livestock and Hildressa, that will give me a chance to finally whip up this counterspell. By the time you're finished, I'm sure I'll have something figured out. Just look around for people making animal noises. I'm sure they won't be hard to find. And tell them I'm sorry when you change them back, would you? As for Hildressa, I'm all in favor of leaving her as a guar. Just kidding. Kind of. It sounds cute when you say it. It's a pretty simple reversing enchantment. It should counteract the magic from the motes and dispel the illusion. Basic stuff, not even I can mess up. Well, they're still animals. They might run around a bit, but I doubt they'll make it too difficult for you. They're not exactly geniuses. Personally, if I was a sheep and got turned into a human, I think I'd go off on an adventure. I wasn't trying to turn animals into people, I swear. I had a theory about animating the inanimate. One of Magister Irin's texts gave me the idea. That's probably why he locks so many of his books away, now that I think about it. Well, I'm hoping to avoid that scenario. But if it does happen, I'm not sure. He's an odd one. I'm too old for him to punish, and he's not really the type to dole out discipline anyway. I think he'd be disappointed, which is so much worse. I'll be in the tower working on the counterspell. Come find me when you're done.
I just a guar?
Fish biscuits. That wasn't right. I assume he'll dress us back to her charming self? I've run into a problem. I have good news and bad news. The good news is that I've nearly finished my counterspell, but I need to find a tome called The Mirrored Way to complete it. I know Magister Irin has it, but it's not with the rest of his books. That's the bad news. Because if the Mirrored Way isn't with the rest of his things, it's probably locked away in his arcane library. The library he specifically forbids me from entering. The tome I need has to be in there. Without it, I can't make the counterspell. Magister Irin has warned me not to enter his library 1,000 times. But these are special circumstances. There will probably be some magical traps inside meant to keep me out. So I'll need your help getting the book while I deal with them. Once we find the Mirrored Way in Magister Irin's library, I can finish my counterspell. I just hope the old man wasn't serious about putting something dangerous inside to keep me out. He was definitely kidding. Had to be. Come on, let's go. Not sure. I picked the lock on the place as soon as I figured out he didn't want me getting in there. He's since put up protections and told me to stay out unless I have his permission. I'm sure he's got some kind of ward or barrier set up. It wasn't hard. Mages like Magister Irin tend to think in very magical ways. They'll put magicked reinforcements over every inch of a place, but forget a few pins and a good ear can foil them. And to be fair to him, I'm a very good lockpick. Necessity. I wasn't exactly raised in the lap of luxury, not even in the lap of genteel poverty for that matter. You get good at things like that if you don't want to be hungry, or caught by guards or angry merchants. Follow me. The library is downstairs. Give me just a moment to pick the lock. All right, let's get in and out as quick as we can. Don't sense anything. Maybe the old man was bluffing. Fish biscuits!
I warned you, Ember.
This spell is specifically targeting me. I'll figure out a way down. You just focus on getting the book. You got it! Now, let's get out of here before I set off something else. Magister Irin really didn't want me getting in there, huh? I have to admire the dedication. I didn't know the old man had it in him. He had something to target me specifically. What a sneaky old goat. Good thing I had you with me. You managed to get the book, right? Let me see it. Let me take a look. No, not that. That would be bad. What about this? Oh, here it is. It's Amahan ist Exis, not Gahan Amexis is. Good thing I checked. See? That's personal growth right there. 2 different arcane glyphs. They do entirely different things when written and pronounced aloud. The second one is what I need for my counterspell. Now, all that's left is to get to the old ritual circle and cast this. I'll need your help again. The counterspell should set everything right in Tor Draioch. Things will be just as Magister Irin left them, and I won't have to face his furrowed brow. I'll need your help at the ritual site. Casting a spell this big is a 2-person job. The old ritual circle is a place of power, and I'm going to need all the help I can get. I plan to draw on the magic there to help strengthen my counterspell. Magister Irin told me about it. This probably isn't how he wanted to implement the lesson. Maybe? Old tales and myths always start from some truth at some point in time. The moats around here seem to be affected by more than my spell, is all I'm saying. I always expect the worst. I find it helpful. If luck is with us, maybe just some irritated wildlife we can deal with as we've done before. Or some of the bolder moats. But if there is some truth to the ancient tales, then maybe we find some sort of really cranky wind spirit. The ritual circle is just up the hill. I'll meet you there.